Let me see. Let me see. Let's see if we can find anything about it, like any updates. Yeah, here it is. CNN's got something. I might make a video on this. Michigan says diarrhea outbreak may be linked to lettuce. Hey, look, watch out for your lettuce, man. I love lettuce. I do. Chat, listen to me, okay? I love my lettuce. I do. I love lettuce. I love my greens. But shit, you gonna get the diarrhea bug. Your ass gonna be begging. You're gonna be begging you wish you didn't. Let's see what this is about, though. An outbreak of diarrhea caused by the parasite Cyclospora has risen to more than 3,000 cases in Michigan and Ohio, and the ongoing investigations suggest that lettuce or salad greens may be the source. However, Michigan health officials said other foods can't be ruled out. No specific grower or supplier has been identified as the source. Early information has shown that lettuce is a common product that regularly comes up during investigation. Yeah, it does. Surprisingly, lettuce is one of the most dangerous veggies out there. Dr. Natasha Bagdard, yeah, okay, sure. The Michigan chief medical executive said in a statement Monday. The state said its investigation is ongoing. Michigan reported 2,600 cases as of 9:30 Monday, including 44 hospitalizations. Good gravy, dude. Look at the Midwest. Holy shit. Oh, no, wait, no, this ain't the Midwest. This is just Ohio. Whoa. In 2025, the wake of staff and funding cuts to public health agencies, the CDC scaled back one of its surveillance systems for foodborne illnesses. The FoodNet system is a partnership between the CDC, U.S. Department of Agriculture, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and 10 state health departments, which proactively look for cases of foodborne illnesses by contacting the labs directly for test results rather than waiting for them to be reported. You see, this is another definition of the government not doing its fucking job, right? This is nothing new. Get off my... I don't care. Shut up, Dr. Sanjay. Whatever. This is an example of the government, once again, not doing their fucking jobs. And I know I sound like a crazy man every time I hop on YouTube or on the internet. It's always about me putting on a tinfoil hat and talking about how the government isn't doing their fucking jobs or complaining about how businesses aren't doing their jobs. But this is a perfect example about how not only are consumers being butt fucked, but they're also being butt fucked and they're being like actually physically like hurt. This is insane to me. This is fucking insane. And then what they're gonna do, what the news is gonna do, and what the government's gonna do is they're gonna put the blame on the restaurants. They're gonna put the blame on the grocery stores. They're not gonna put the blame on themselves. You know, this is crazy. Before July 1st, 2025, FoodNet collected data on 8 pathogens, including Cyclospora. There we go, Cyclospora. The network now only collects information on 2 pathogens, Salmonella and especially dangerous kinds of E. coli. I could imagine. Salmonella is a bitch. E. coli is a bitch too. The rest are optional. Optional? You should be tracking all of the dangerous pathogens that can be getting in people's food, I would argue. I mean, what else are you guys doing? I mean, I know you regulate like shit that comes in and out. I know you regulate shit that comes in and out. You know, maybe they control what kind of calories and different ingredients go into different foods. I can understand that shit, but hell, they should be doing more than just anything else at this point. It's fucking ridiculous. Can you believe this shit? They're just doing this shit. They just fuck it. Why not? You know, E. coli for everybody. You know, fucking salmonella for everybody, and now you got the damn trumpet butt. It don't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Cyclosporiasis, oh, there we go. That's a big word. Holy shit. I'm trying, okay. Remains a nationally notifiable disease, which means confirmed cases are reported to state health departments and eventually the CDC. But the cuts mean U.S. surveillance isn't as robust as it once was for this pathogen. I don't think it's in our country's interest to cut these programs back. No shit. God forbid you take away funding from the CDC and all of a sudden people's food, you know, something that people need to live, it becomes a serious problem. No fucking shit. No fucking shit, right? God. Good gravy, bro. Okay. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says cyclosporiasis, oh god, jeez, cases are expected to rise over the summer months, and they are working with federal and state partners to monitor case counts and cluster activity. The FDA and CDC are actively engaged with state partners to identify the source of the growing number of illnesses, Emily Hillard of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services spokesperson said in an emailed statement. To be clear, CDC continues to collect these data, this data on cyclospora through surveillance systems and other food nets, and reporting it conducted through those systems. Funding for state foodborne disease activates has remained stable with approximately $33 million awarded annually. This is such a whoa. With some foodborne pathogens like E. coli and Salmonella bacteria, scientists can sequence and read their DNA to match a strain that making people sick with a strain determined food. This gene matching. Okay. Wow. This is ridiculous. Cause like I saw a post earlier today on Twitter that talked about how Taco Bell is now being investigated for the E. coli outbreaks, and that's what kind of got me a little angry. It kind of made me a little angry because I'm like, how much can you blame on I can understand, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, I understand that there's been E. coli breakout. There's been outbreaks. I keep saying breakout. There's been outbreaks of E. coli and Salmonella from restaurants for their poor handling of food. And I'm not saying that restaurants are above criticism on that level. However, what I do know is that when the government is outright stating that they cut back resources for research on this pathogen, they cut back basically their attention to paying. They basically stopped caring about it or stopped paying attention to it. Now all of a sudden there's a breakout across the United States. I think that's a serious problem, and it's a clear fault on the CDC. I don't think that's entirely out of the question. Obviously, if the CDC is taking full acknowledgement of the fact that this exists, and they're even taking a little bit of guilt or blame for it, then that's a good thing. But it's also a bad thing because it's like, if you guys never would have stopped caring, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So just like, I understand, like I get it. You got to get it out. Period. So, I mean, if they can track down the grocery stores and restaurants that are carrying this shit, that are spreading it and causing everybody's assholes to sound like a damn saxophone or a baritone, I get that. But man, this is ridiculous, because shit ain't no joke, man. That ain't, they always tell you that people died from dysentery, during the Oregon Trail. You ever played a video game? It's like, it's so true, bro. Like, you can literally shit yourself to death, and with a bacteria like that, oh God, I can't even imagine what some of these people are going through with that shit, man. This is insane to me. Cases may be undercounted. Oh, for sure. They're surely undercounted. What do you mean they're not undercounted? Of course they're undercounted. There's no way you can keep up with everybody who's having mud butt right now. It's not gonna be the case. People with cycloporiasis may experience symptoms including watery diarrhea, cramping, and bloating for weeks of bubble guts and just, oh God, shooting the brown paste everywhere. Like, that's, oh man, this is insane. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but it's like, it's a literal shitting epidemic. This is insane. Oh God. Well, if you're in Michigan, I wouldn't touch a leafy green for shit. I wouldn't touch no leafy greens if you live in Michigan at all. If you're in any of these states that are now currently experiencing the outbreak, I would not recommend eating any kind of lettuce or anything. Hell, I'm scared to eat lettuce even at all. And I stay in Georgia, for Christ's sakes. This is insane. Even I'm kind of worried to eat some lettuce. To reduce the risk of infection, people should thoroughly wash produce and cook fruits and vegetables. So yeah, it is. Okay, so it's also store-bought lettuce and stuff, and not just restaurant-based lettuce. That does make sense. I was expecting that, but I wasn't quite sure, and I'm glad the article, they pretty much said exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, that's per usual. Identifying the source of the outbreak is going to take longer, she said, because they are working to interview each person who has confirmed case now. More than 2,600 people of them in Michigan, and so far more than 1,000 interviews have been completed. People who agree to be interviewed will be asked to remember what they ate weeks earlier, which is difficult and unreliable, obviously. So in addition to interviews, they will look into people's digital and paper trails, including restaurants and grocery receipts. It's actually required us to look at every item they've ordered in a restaurant and what those menu items were, and required, oh God, that is, I mean, I'm glad they're going through the effort. I'm glad the CDC is going through that effort, man, because this is crazy. This is such a Family Guy moment, but can you imagine if they interviewed somebody, he was just on the toilet as he's giving the interview? Oh God. Oh man. just giving an interview on the toilet. Oh Lord, man. When it became clear that they were in the midst of an outbreak, Baghdar Zarian said her team scrambled to issue guidance over the July 4th holiday weekend to food handlers at home and restaurants about general practices for preventing illness from parasites. I can't even imagine a lot of people who probably eat burgers on July 4th that had lettuce in it that probably wasn't washed properly. Fucking thanks, cousin Shannon. Wonderful, you gave me a goddamn burger that gave me a fucking parasite. Now I'm shitting my ass out. If I die shitting on the toilet, don't write it in my epitaph. Like, oh God, oh God, this is so crazy. Foodborne, dude. I'm telling you, like chat, like foodborne illnesses are some of the most scariest shit to me, man. Because like, once you tell me my food is infected, or God forbid my water is infected, like that's when I'm just like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? You like, people don't realize how quickly you can kill about 1,000 people, 1,000 plus people, if you just easily, like, it's so fucking easy to contaminate some food or something, like a batch of food or a batch of lettuce in a farm field, or contaminate something, and then it gets spread like just that quickly, and then all of a sudden now we have 2,600 people who have, you know, fucking going to Browntown. You know, it's insane to me how quickly, how many people can be affected by something so quickly. You know, people forget how quickly COVID spread. You know, it's insane how quickly COVID spread. You know, diseases spread quickly if they're not handled. So this, props to the CDC for taking advantage of this, but it's just like, it should have been did it, in my opinion. This should have been solved by now. Gene matching only works for genetics of a particular strain of E. coli or salmonella. Change very little as they trim it from food to us or person to person. Is it contaminant? Is it contagious via person to person? Hold on. Let's look this up. I should not know. Huh. Hold on. Let's see. Is it contagious? Okay, so it's not contagious person to person. You know what? That's gonna stop. That's gonna slow it down tremendously. When an infected person sheds the parasite in their bowel movement, it's not immediately infectious. The parasite must sit in the environment for 1 to 2 weeks to mature before it can infect someone else. Oh Lord, yeah. Okay. This is insane. Oh, here we go. The CDC actually had something. They actually posted something. There's a large multi-state outbreak. Yeah, by the way, it's beyond Michigan at this point. It's all over the place. It's insane. There's a large multi-state outbreak of cyclosporiasis occurring in at least 4 Midwestern states. Oh, okay, so it's still in the Midwest. Has it went south yet? Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky as of June 22nd. Shit, it could have spread even further by now. Public health officials are interviewing people who link to this outbreak to find out what foods they ate before getting sick. A specific food, I can imagine. As of July 13th, more than 400 people. Shit, it's 2,600 now. When was this posted? July 14th? Your numbers are wrong. More than 400. Yeah, it's definitely more than 400. Oh, from different states. Never mind. 2,600 in Michigan alone. Holy shit. Symptoms of the God, I feel so bad for these people. You go to damn Chick-fil-A and get a fucking salad, and then you wake up next day and you're playing taps with your asshole. Like, it's, oh man, this is insane, dude. The shit. God. Is it just lettuce? Taco Bell removes some ingredients. Well, that's good. Yeah, because they're trying to cover for their asses. You know, this is a perfect example. Like Taco Bell, for example. I love Taco Bell, but I'm glad they're trying to cover their asses. They're not trying to get sued for this shit. It's not their fault. Oh, here we go. Ah, okay. Bag salad mixes and kits. Fresh cilantro, fresh basil, raspberries, snow peas, green onions. Onions too? Well, green onions. Wow. The best way to avoid ingesting is to cook your food, obviously. He added that brushing or scrubbing vegetables can also get rid of it. So you're good as long as you cook the shit. Just cook it. And most people cook green onions. Most people cook, well, cilantro. But a lot of these are, you know, eaten fresh. So that's the worst part, is that when you want something fresh, it's just like you're just screwed. Can you notice? Can you notice how it looks like if you just like it? I couldn't imagine, because you know most parasites and shit are kind of hard to see. Like they're pretty much microscopic. Would you be able to see the difference in color maybe, or smell to notice that something's off? Is that possible? I will lie, foodborne illnesses are something that I don't have much experience with at all. I've only ever been like foodborne, like I've only ever had one time in my life that I was sick from food, at least, you know, and that was when I got served I got food poisoning from a Chinese restaurant. Worst experience of my life, by the way. Terrible experience. I empathize with anybody who has to deal with, you know, foodborne illnesses, and especially you know, food poison. I'm blanking right now because I'm like, wow, this is insane, because you don't hear about this stuff very often. You'll hear about small cases that are like pretty much contaminated, you know, contained. You'll hear about small regions, like they'll basically tell you anybody within this region don't buy this specific product because a factory fucked up. But this is like, it's like everywhere. What the hell? Even New Jersey, even North and South Dakota, really? Damn. You know, I actually thought this was a bit more Eastern based, but it seems it's actually more northern Midwest. Like it's more like northern Midwest. Like, wow, it's actually a bit more on the west than it is over here. I actually thought it was more over. I thought it was more by the east. It's 5,100 now? Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, good. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I can't even imagine the sewer systems right now. Who doesn't already wash their vegetables, though? I won't lie. I always wash my greens. I think most people wash their greens. Now, of course, we all don't know currently if washing it is gonna help it. You know, he seems to say you gotta scrub it almost. But I think most people wash their vegetables. Like me personally, whenever I'm cooking with any kind of vegetables, any kind of fruits or anything, I mean not really cook with fruits, but consuming anything like fruit based or even plant based, I pretty much, like most people, wash it always. You know, you always wash your stuff because you don't know where it's been, you know who's touched it, you know. So I actually don't think this is out of the ordinary. Well, all I can say is just wash your greens, man. just don't put your toilet through that agony, man. Don't put your body through that agony. The best you can do is just stay away from fresh stuff. Obviously, you see the list right here. If you live in Michigan, if you live in these states that have been affected by it, pretty much anywhere, you know, just be safe. Just be extra careful. Wash your stuff. Just wash your stuff and be careful. Yeah, this is insane. This is wild.